Nice misty morning to wake up to. Really damp in the night, everything's damp inside my bivvy, didn't put the front on. Oh well, this fishing. 8 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. Got here last night after work, got here about 6:30. A few fish showing out in front on the top. Trying to concentrate on this end of the lake, this swim. The lake's kind of split in two really. There's a big gravel bar that runs right down the middle of the lake. It's about 6 inches from the surface. I'll show you on the drone footage. And this end's the shallower end of the lake really. It's about 16 foot up this end, and there's a couple of, well, there's one big gravel bar that runs up near that far bank there to the left, just along there. Right along there. I'm not fishing out at the moment because when I got here last night there was a guy on that far bank, so I didn't really want to start banging a lead over there just in case he was fishing there. So, being that the fish were basically shown on the top, I put 2 zigs out, one at 14 foot, one at 10 foot, and then my right hand rod just went on a little gravel spot 15 wraps out that I've been coming down here and putting a bit of bait on. It's a fairly big lake, 22 acres. Not very weedy at all really at the minute. No weed actually. It's quite clear. Gravel pit. So who knows what's going to happen in the summer. Like I say, it's fairly deep. At the other end of the lake I've found depths of about 22 feet. This end in maximum I found is 16, so not too bad. A bit deeper than I've been used to been fishing, but that's the challenge of a new water, I suppose. So yeah, I've done a few sessions. I did a couple of sessions on there last year, 3 or 4 I suppose last year. But I was on another syndicate last year, so I didn't really get stuck into it. Dropped off my syndicate this year, so I thought I'd come and give this lake my full attention. Nobody really knows how many fish are in here. Everyone's a bit secret squirrel really who you speak to. Nobody wants to really tell you what they've had out or anything, which is fair enough. Part of the challenge I suppose, not knowing what's in here. I do know that there's 2 nice commons in here. The last one that came out was at 44 I think. I think the other one's around 40, and it's rumoured of a £40 mirror in here as well. And I should imagine there's a fair few 20s. I've also rumoured that there's some nice 30s in here. So that's enough to get the juices flowing and get me to come on here and give it my full attention. Like I say, this is about my 5th session this year so far. Fished it a little bit in the winter, which probably is not the best time to start on a new lake, but at the same time I got to know the topography of it a little bit. Got chances to find a few areas that I fancied fishing. But of my last few sessions, or a couple of sessions I would say, I've started seeing a lot of showing fish in areas which I think I'm going to target. So I was using 9-foot scopes, 22 acre water this is, so there's some quite long chucks. So I've gone out and got myself a nice new set of Harrison Torrex, just to get me that little bit further. So yeah, just made myself a coffee. As you can see, the wildlife's really waking up now. So So no doubt there'll be birds everywhere. So yeah, I'll let you know in a little while if anything occurs. So I've decided to go with a bit of a different approach now. I don't think zigs are the way to go today, to be honest. A bit overcast. The pressure's not really that high. I've seen a lot of fizzing up out there, so I brought my zigs in and I'm just going to tie up some PVA bags, I think. So I'm just going to use a simple PVA bag rig. I don't think I'm going to put pop-ups on them, I'm just going to put wafters on them. I don't really want them popping up. So I'm just going to use a simple basically a bottom bait rig. Just going to put a 14mm wafter on there. I'm going to put a white one on there. I left the zigs out all night. Not really a zig fisherman, to be honest. I suppose I'm more of a traditional fisherman. I like to catch fish off the bottom. I'm not really too keen on thinking about bringing a fish in on a 14-foot hook link with a big lead swinging about. I have been using a drop-off system, but I'm not really quite sure that with a 14-foot length of hook link, whether you're actually going to get enough pull on the lead to drop it off. So I've got adjustable zigs, but again they just seem a lot of faffing about. So I'm just going to use a simple bottom bait rig in a PVA bag. Just cast them at the show and fish, really. There's been fish fizzing up all out here all morning. I've kept my right hand rod in and there's fish showing over my spot now. I think it's a fish and it's just a coot showing over my spot. Probably a coot. No, my luck. But yeah, all the fog's gone now. I think it's going to turn out to be quite a nice day. Yeah, it was a coot on my spot. Bastard. I hope. So I'm using the Fox Rapide. I don't know why I prefer these, just I've got the Rapide system. And they seem pretty decent PVA bags. I think these are the fast melt ones. Yeah. Use the large ones. I've got the small ones as well, but large one out, get a nice bit of bait around my my hook bait. Plus I find these systems a lot easier to use as well, a lot easier to tie. So I'm just going to go and test that to make sure that is a wafter and not a pop-up. It's a wafter. Don't know why they call it a wafter, because it don't waft, it just sinks the same as a bottom bait really. So it's in the water. So I'm also using the CC Moore bloodworm pellet. Get some of the water off. So, a little bit of pellet in the bottom. PVA mesh there. Bit of pellet in the bottom. Rigging. More pellet. Now, let's give this a try. I'm not a really big fan of this stuff. I've bought loads of it before and used it, and to be honest, that's not really made any difference to my fishing. But I've got some here, and like I never tried it on this lake, so let's give it a go. This is the Squid Scoop Preem. This one's the this is the thin one. That's not the thick gloopy one. This is the thin one. I think this one's more for glugging your hook baits in, but just put a little bit of that in there. Not a lot. I don't think you need a lot really. And put some more pellet in there. The way I do it is like this. I just put it in and I'll tap it down, and then I'll leave my lead in the bottom. Put my pellet in. And I'll just lift my lead up. And this is the some different sizes of this pellet, so it's pretty good because it doesn't really leave any air in the bag, which is what you don't want. It takes a little bit longer to sink, so I'm not going to fill it up too much. I see a lot of people tying PVA bags and they put the lead in the bottom, have the hook link hanging out, and then fill it up and then put the hook link in last. But I don't know what difference that will make really, so I always put my hook link in the bottom really and have the lead at the top. I suppose having the lead in the bottom it aids with casting really, so if you wanted to really bang it out quite a way, all the weight is going to be at the front of the bag rather than at the back or the top of the bag, which obviously will make the lead or the bag spin round while it's in flight. But I'll just worry about my lead at the top. I don't really ban on chucking it 200 yards. So what I'm going to do now is make sure I've got plenty of PVA bag at the top, because once you twist it, it starts pulling it down. And then I like to lick it first. Lick the bag first. So it's already done for when you twist it to get it nice and tight. And then just do it on the top. But it never, usually you have a little bit sticking out like here, like that hasn't stuck. Just stick that down. Like I say, I'm not banging it out miles, so it don't really matter. And then just tuck the corners in. There you go, lovely old job. Bit of line on here from when I used it before. Take that off. Then I just loop on the end of my line. Feel a little bit of lead core. Sweet. So let's get these out to where them fish are showing.
You're mine, I'll never let you go. Oh no. You're mine, I'll never let you go. Wake the town and tell the people about the music that's coming your way. Don't you bother with no far away. You're mine, I'll never let you go. Oh no. You're mine.
So, we're back here again on Redhouse. Sunday afternoon now, Sunday the 11th of May. Decided to come down for a couple of nights. Got there about an hour ago, left mine about 11:15. Took about 45 minutes to get here, which isn't bad really. So, lovely day. Quite high pressure though, it's very warm. Decided to fish a different swim this time. The swim I was fishing before, it's gone. The swim I was fishing before is over here. You can see there. Focus. So the swim I was fishing before was here. I decided to have a bit of a change because the reason I was fishing this swim is because I was fishing the margin down there, but I was just getting roped by the coots. The fish don't seem to be getting in there really. It's a bit of a shelf that comes off there and then just dips right down to 16 foot. Obviously people have been fishing in there and baiting that up because there's a couple of little walkways into there and you can see where people have been down, but I'm not quite sure the fish get in there, to be honest. There's a walkway along the back there. Another reason I've been fishing this swim really is because this is the last swim on this bank. It's quite a nice swim, quite secluded. People can get to it from up here. Like I say, there's a walkway from up the top there. Don't don't really get disturbed very much by people. So the spots I was fishing, there's 15 wraps out towards those trees there. Nice gravelly clear spot. It's quite shallow here. It goes out, then all of a sudden just drops down to 16 foot, 17 foot. And then it's quite flat all the way out. There's a couple of undulations. 23 wraps out there. There's a nice plateau, comes up to about 10 foot from 16 foot, and then it just drops off again. But that's quite a long chuck from here. It's not so bad in conditions like this, but when it was getting a bit windy the other day, and it does get quite windy on here, I was finding it quite difficult. It's not a very big plateau, so kind of give up on that a little bit. So I'm going for a change of tack really. There was a guy in here when I got here. He was in packing up and leaving, and he told me that he saw fish showing out there last night on that spot. So my plan today is to fish that gravelly clear spot out there. Put one rod in it, I might put two rods on it, and then I might fish along this margin here. Just walk some baits out, find it until it gets to the out of swan's depth, and then just walk some baits out. Just a little sprinkle of baits, boilies around the hook bait. I don't want to put too much out because I don't want to attract the coots or the swans. So lake's quite empty now. There's a few people on here when I got here, but being Sunday afternoon, I should imagine people are now going to start going. So yeah, a little bit less pressure on the lake. This will be about my 5th, 6th session on here this year so far. Blanked every one. So I'm hoping to make a bite on this session. So here's the swim. Obviously going to have to put my chesties on. I'll have to have my rods in the water. Get a bit of focus on that. I'll have to put my waders on and get my rods out here in the water. But I've got my shorts on as well, so if I do get a run and I haven't got my waders on, it don't really matter. So yeah, Redhouse Lake. Pressure's going to be quite high over the next couple of days. I mean, it's going to be quite high. It's the highest I've seen it for a long time. It's going to be 1,040, 43. I could still fish that margin from here if I wanted to. I can still hit it from here. I'll keep an eye on it. It's not worth putting any bait on it because the swans and the coots just get over there and have it anyway. Zigs wise, not really a zig fisherman. It's quite deep out there. Like I say, it's the deepest is about 17 foot. So without using adjustable zigs, you don't really stand a chance with zigs really. Not really a fan of adjustable zigs. Not really confident. I'm always worried that it's tangled. So, but I've also seen fish every time I've been here. I've also always seen fish out there showing. Get some focus. Always seen fish showing out there at night. I'm just over halfway, so I can hit that easily from here. That's no problem. So yeah. I'm not going to get my rods out yet. I'm not going to rush. There's no point. I don't think there's anything going to happen now till probably late evening when it just starts to get dark. So the sun goes down. So I'm going to take my time. Just going to need to find that spot again because obviously I'm a little bit further around now. So I need to just find where that gravel spot is over there. With a lead, mark that up. Get my rig set up, sharpen my hooks, get settled in and get my rods out. So I'll speak to you in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to be using the multi-rig for this session. Got a few already tied up. A 7-inch hook link, size 4 fang twister, micro barb, with quite a heavy lead, quite a heavy fox pop-up weight on there. The reason I've got it quite heavy, I don't want it critically balanced. I don't want it to waft about if the fish came start feeding around it, I don't want them to waft it around and make it look unnatural in the water. I want it to sit nice and firm on the bottom, semi-stiff hook length. So obviously when that drops down, that's just going to kick that away nicely. And just a bait screw on the top. So I'm going to sharpen this a bit, even though it is a brand new hook. I'm going to sharpen it. So, Jack Vice. Razor sharp. We'll just put some of the pen on it. Did have some Vaseline, but I don't know where that's gone. That pen's gone dry. Nice one. So there you go. Nice razor sharp multi-rig. On it I'm going to put a 12mm Northern Special. These bait sprues are pretty good, to be honest. It's not going anywhere. There you go. That's my rig of choice. A nice multi-rig. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a mesh bag, just a few boilies on there. And then what I'll put it on there, and I'll just wrap that round the top of the mesh bag knot, because what I want when I cast it out, I don't want that hook to pull with the weight of the mesh bag and pull that back down. So if I wrap that round the knot of the bag, that will take all the weight and knot that. Just a few of my baits I've been curing. These are the GLM that we've been getting made for us. If you can see it. And I've been curing these. I've been just curing them in the CC Moore GLM extract, and there we go. CC Moore bloodworm extract. What I do is a freezer baits. So I basically just take them out of the freezer, pour the GLM extract over it, let it defrost. It takes all the GLM extract in. Leave them for a couple of days. Every now and again just give them a good shake up. After a couple of days I put it back in the freezer, let it all freeze again, and then when I get a chance I'll take them out again, pour some of the bloodworm extract over it, and then just let them defrost again, and that then again draws it all in. After a couple of days just keep shaking them about, keep going in the garage, in the shed, just keep shaking it about. When they've cured, when they look as if they've got a nice coating on them, then I'll just put them back in the freezer again and take them out when I need them. So I've got about 3 kilos here. I'm changing my baiting strategy really. Last time I came down, I put maize, hemp, and just like your normal run-of-the-mill spod mixing. But it's what everyone's doing. Everyone's putting spod. Everyone I can see here at the moment, it's just spodding. So I'm going to go with the boilie approach. I think just going to scatter them around the area. As put about 100 baits out earlier, and just with like a little PVA mesh bag on the hook. So the one I'm tying this is, I'm tying quite a big knot on the end of the bag. Oh, dropped it on the floor. Nice one, that's probably all wet now. With the big knot, so that's double knotted, that is. Big knot at the end, just push that through. But also make it so your hook's not embedded into a boilie. And then just twist it over, loop around the knot. So that way, that loop there is taking the weight of that and not your hook. Because if you was just to put that on the hook, when you cast in, there's a good chance that it'll draw your loop back through, even though I've got some shrink tube on there and it's holding that quite well. I don't want that to pull that back through. So that's going to be my approach. red baits. If I can get a very good shot of them. There you go. So they're just covered in a GLM extract and bloodworm extract. Just left to soak in basically. Left to cure. So it's 8:10 now on Sunday evening. Beautiful afternoon, it's been really warm. The sun's now going down behind the trees over there. It's been beating in straight in front of me all afternoon, so it's been a little bit uncomfortable, but mustn't complain. But yeah, hopefully the fish are going to start getting their heads down soon. There's a few on top over there, I can see them milling about. I'm hoping they're going to come up into this shallower area running along this bank here. I've got a rod just down to the right there, so I'm hoping they're going to come onto the shallower area. And also the guy who was here last night said that he saw fish showing over that spot last night, and that's the spot I've been coming down and baiting. I put, I suppose in total, about 5 kilo bait of boilies on that spot over the last couple of weeks. So yeah, I've got the D850 doing a time lapse. Don't know if you can see it there. It's there. Doing a 2.5 hour time lapse. The sunset. So that should come out pretty cool. So just now I'm going to sit here and wait. Like I said, I didn't really expect anything today because it was really warm. The pressure's been really high, so I didn't expect anything to happen today. This is why I didn't really rush. I didn't rush to get my rods out. Made sure that my rigs were right. Took my time baiting up. Yeah. Hopefully we'll have some fish. Like I say, I've been fishing this Redhouse now for about... I started fishing it last year. I did a few sessions last year, but mainly down the other end of the lake. And it's pretty deep down there. I think it's 27 foot in places down the bottom there. So really, just last year was just really getting a feel for the place, to be honest. I'm trying to stick to this end of the lake. Nobody seems, well, not many people seem to fish this end of the lake. A lot of people seem to fish this bank along here. Because you've got the gravel bar obviously that runs down in front of this bank that comes off the point and runs down. They call it Ambush Alley. Obviously the fish have to come round there to get to this end of the lake because the gravel bar that runs across the centre of the lake and then down is about 6 inches from the surface. You can actually see the swans standing on it sometimes. So the fish have to come up Ambush Alley up to this end of the lake. So doesn't really appeal to me, to be honest. They're fishing to the gravel bar. Some people are fishing over the gravel bar, and then you read on the forum where people are moaning that they're getting cut off. So yeah, I'm just going to target this end of the lake. Like I say, not many people fish this end. Maybe it's because they can't be asked to barrow their gear up here. It is a bit of a haul, but no pain, no gain, as I say. So yeah, I'm just going to sit here now, wait for the sun to go down. Hopefully start seeing the fish showing.
Makes me feel secure. We'll never find, oh darling, you know.
It's not happening on here, I don't think, today. What's the time now? It's 10 to 8. So I think it's going to be quite warm again today, and the pressure's really going to be high, so not really feeling that on here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack up. I'm going to move on to Grimshaw's. I'm going to do a day and a night on there. See if I can get myself a fish. So next time you see me, I'll be on Grimshaw's. So slight change of plan. I was going to go on Grimshaw's, but just got down here to near where my car's parked, right at the other end of Redhouse Lake. Look at that wind coming in here. Look at that. Now that's going to be blowing a southwesterly all day today. And it's really shallow here. I mean, this shallow section here runs all the way up now to the gravel bar. And then the gravel bar, it like tapers up to the gravel bar, and then the gravel bar goes off. So I'm thinking I might just come and fish this end. After all, if I want to catch a fish out of Redhouse, I'm going to have to fish Redhouse. I've blanked enough since I've been on here, so another one won't matter if I learn a little bit more about the lake. So if just show you. Along there, got all this margin along here, this little reed line, and that looks quite shallow down here. But as you go up there, I've just been up the tree up there, and it looks like it deepens off a little bit just as you get around that bend. And the next swim is up there where that bush is. So I'm thinking I might drop in here. Like I say, got that nice southwesterly blowing in here. It's going to be a warm day, and this is really shallow out here. I should imagine you could probably walk out 10-20 yards out there before it starts deepening off. So I'm going to drop in this swim, I think. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one up the margin up here. Put one up this margin. I'm going to walk it up there. And I'm going to just walk 2 baits out here. Again, till I just get out of the depth of the swans. Because when I fished here before, I fished in that swim over there. And I see fish showing all out here. So my guess is to get on the end of this wind. Nothing happened up the other end there last night. Didn't really see anything, so it'd be kind of foolish. Not to stay on here, really. I have to keep putting the camera on autofocus and manual focus, but I don't want to leave it on autofocus because you can really hear it on the video. You can hear the motor in the lens really clearly, which is a bit shit, really. I'm using a Nikon D5300 just for the video, which isn't really the best camera for a video, so I can't use my D850 because it's got no autofocus on it in video mode. So I'm just going to have to make do with this for a while. I've got my GoPro, but it's quite an old one. It's one of the first GoPros that came out, and it's not, the video quality on it's not very good, so it's okay for doing stuff like the underwater. If I want to get underwater or stick it to my barrow wheel or something when I'm coming along, that's okay, but I'm just going to have to stick with this for the time being. So yeah, I think I'm going to come in this swim here. I have to use my chesties. Again, I'll have to just put my rods right out there because I want to fish up to the left hand margin. But yeah, I haven't really seen anything, to be honest. So I might just leave my barrow here for the time being. Just have a quick walk round. Around that bank over there. Just have a quick walk up there and see if I can see anything. But yeah, I'm going to be proactive on this session. So let's go for a wander. So that's not a very good sign. Look at the size of that perch. Also, compared to my hand, look, it's got to be £3, easy. Ottered. Otter's been at it, look. How shit is that? Yeah, definitely been ottered. That's the problem with this place. They've fenced the premium lakes, so you've got Olvers and Pride Lake are fenced, otter fenced. This lake, basically, you got the Trent running all along here. The Trent runs around basically all around the back of the lake. There's no fence, so it goes without saying otters are going to get in here. So yeah, that's a good perch, that is. Yeah, against my foot. So yeah, there you go, here's the Trent. Trent and Mersey Canal. There's Redhouse Lake. So there's no doubt the otters are getting in. But it's a nice section of the Trent. I should imagine there's a few carp in here, to be honest. But the season hasn't started yet, so no fish in the rivers at the minute. So yeah. Bit of an oddball. So yeah, there you go. Not too far for the otters to come. And they're in the lake. And then they can do what they want. Like I say, it only takes for them to decimate a couple of the big fish. And it won't be worth fishing. But you've got this nice snaggy area here. But as you can see, it goes out just a little bit, and then as you get to about there, it just drops straight down. Quite deep. Which is, I think, what you'd expect from a gravel pit. But I can't see nothing on the surface over here. So I think I'm going to stick with my original plan. A fish over there. Whoop. There. I think they're only just going to be on the top over here if they're over here. Hopefully if once that sun gets over a bit more and it beams down on them shallows, they'll get on them. Right, let's get back round there. So, have a beautiful evening. All 3 rods have been reset. I put some bigger pop-ups on them. I was only using 12 mils before. I've just put 3 14 mil signature, sticky signature pop-ups on. And I've just seen some fish show right in front of me where I'm near to where my rigs are. But they were bream, so it's going to be another cracking sunset tonight, I think. It's now 8:25 in the evening. It's been ferociously warm today. Really uncomfortable, to be honest. So I'm now going to chill out, I think. Watch Game of Thrones. Hopefully I'll have a fish later. Good morning. So nothing to report, no fish in the night. It's now about 7 o'clock. I've been awake about an hour and a half. Another beautiful morning. Yeah, I had a couple of bleeps in the night, whether they were just coots, or bream, tench, liners, but yeah, no carp. But this morning, I see a fish show right up there, just off the last swim on that bank. It was about 20 minutes ago. I see it just come out of the water. So the move didn't really pay off yesterday. Whether I'd have had anything if I'd have stayed up there on this side of the bank, who knows. But they definitely like the other side of the lake, I think, over there. You can see where it's light. That's the first part of the lake where the sun hits in the morning, so they're obviously going to get over there in the warm water. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a go up there. I did fish there a couple of sessions last year, and also when I've been fishing this bank this year, I've quite often see fish which you think are about halfway across, but obviously it's a bit deceiving, so they're probably a little bit closer to that side than the side I've been fishing. So I've got about a kilo and a half of the boilies left that I bought with me, that have the matured ones that I've done. Don't really want to be taking them home. They were in the bucket yesterday all day and that was sweltering hot, so I shouldn't think they're going to be much good. Don't really want to take them home and put them back in the freezer, so what I'll do before I go, I'll just drive around there and I'll just throw and stick them out, ready for next time. Back in work tomorrow night for 3 nights, so I might come down Friday night after work, or Saturday morning from work. Like I say, I don't really like fishing the weekends, but we'll see how busy it is. If it's really busy, I might just come down and have a look and then go home if it's busy. But like I said, I think this temperature, if it keeps staying warm like it's been, I just imagine they're probably going to be spawning within the next couple of weeks. It was hot yesterday and it's going to be hot again today. I mean, the sun now is coming up behind me and it's quite warm. So yeah, but I still have enjoyed myself. It's nice to be here. Plus my battery on my camera's, I'm on my last battery now and that's flashing red, so if I don't have a fish from now until I go home, that'll be it for this, and I'll do some more next time.
The time is here at last. The time is here at last. and closer.